Hey, fellow YouTubers and the like. Today I'd like to discuss YouTube24, aka Brian's update video number 2 about McJuggerNuggets, and I want to give my 2 cents on what he's saying and stuff, because to me, I really don't like what he's doing and where this is going and like stuff like that. So McJuggerNuggets actually also responded to this very same video. That's how I found out about it. And I want to give my 2 cents on it after hearing what he had to say about it. So let's continue on here.
What we do here is go back.
This is Brian from Youtuber24. I didn't want to respond to all this hate. I've never had to deal with hate. I've barely been online. I've had a YouTube channel for, I don't know, 2 months.
Well, welcome to the internet and welcome to the club, man, because that's what you get sometimes online if you take off the wrong kind of people in the wrong crowd here. Because I've been a member of YouTube since 2007, and I've seen a lot of shit go down in the 9 years I've been a member, and just watching videos and stuff. I've probably watched over 1,000 videos in my lifetime as a YouTuber, and I've seen a lot of crap go down. So welcome to the internet, man, because if you take off the wrong kind of people, you'll get nothing but hate, especially when you have 3 million subscribers, or majority of 3 million subscribers, plus million subscribers going after you. It's not a pretty sight.
Now 3 months. I'm getting destroyed right now. I don't even know any Juggies. You know, I've never met. Actually, I did meet a Juggie at VidCon this year, and actually pretty cool people.
Okay, how can you make that statement and only meant one Juggie? Because only meeting one Juggie out of 3.2 plus million Juggies, or 100, or close to 100K who, or so, or give or take, who went to VidCon, you only met one? Really now? And you're calling them cool people? I don't think you can make that statement, man, because there could be bad bunches in there, but I don't know any of these Juggies myself, but meeting only one Juggie and declaring the entire group cool is not really accurate, because I think you need more than just one. You know, like 100, 200, 300, 1,000, 2,000. Yeah, you know, just meeting one is just not enough.
Respect that the Juggies are stepping up for Jesse right now, and I respect Jesse. I think Jesse's, what he's done is amazing. I want to go over the facts, okay?
Okay, you respect Jesse for what he did, and it's amazing. Yes, I agree with that. But you pretty much pestered him into doing this project, and you wouldn't go away no matter how much Jesse begged you to go away after asking questions about, you know, is Uncle Larry his real uncle and stuff. Jesse was being very cautious because he didn't want you exposing the series far too early before it was completed. So the only way Jesse could get you to go away is giving you the behind-the-scenes footage that he has, the 2 terabytes of it, a copy of it. And he should not have to do that, because if Jesse didn't want you to do a documentary, he would have said he did everything he could to get you off the set. Here. So, let's continue on.
Youtuber24, I went out to New Jersey by myself. Okay, Jesse finally answered my emails. I hit him up a few times. He probably looked me up, you know, saw that I wasn't some creeper.
As Jesse said in his video, he has no proof of you not being a creeper or anything like that. I know. he has no proof of that at all. I mean, you could be a very creepy person to people. I mean, and also Jesse had every right to be very hesitant of you because, like I said earlier, he didn't want to expose the Psycho series as being fake or Larry being as real, telling the truth about Uncle Larry. He could be hitting around at the, and trying to get Jesse to expose the series before it was completed, as I said earlier. So let's continue on.
With a VHS camera who's living in the woods. That I actually did work in Hollywood. I've worked on films, movies, television, whatever, right?
Sorry, Brian. I don't know if I believe you because you could have made all this crap up just to use Jesse to get views or whatever. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because you had this other guy who was working the camera for you, and usually amateurs who do this don't usually have a cameraman. Jesse being the exception to the rule, even because he had his friend Korn helping him throughout the Psycho series. And if you tell us your last name, Brian, we could look you up and find out your credentials and see if you're telling the truth or not, because we don't be offended if we do not believe a word you're saying. So let's continue on.
Jesse lied to me the entire time I was out there. I knew it was not real.
How did Jesse lie to you? Because he didn't want to expose the Psycho series for what it was at that time before it was finished? He was being cautious, and he had every right to be, because he didn't want to expose the series before it was completed. If they did that, they would have lost its effectiveness, and he would have lost a bunch of viewers. The way YouTube works, man, is that views equal money. Because, as Jesse said in his video, you can earn anywhere from 50 cents to $1 per 1,000 views or more, depending on what kind of videos you do. If you do them how-to videos on how to do something, you get paid a little more than $1 per 1,000 views. So, let's continue on here.
Kind of fake, but I thought when the camera was off, maybe you would be like, hey man, check it out, here's the deal. No. The whole time.
He had every right to do that, dude, because, as I said before, he was being overly cautious on what he was doing, because he didn't want the series exposed or him exposed and stuff like this before the series was done. Because he would lose money. Because he was making a ton of money off the Psycho series, a ton of money. He had to have realized this. So, I don't believe he was lying to you, dude. Because he was protecting his work.
Time he stayed in character, cool, whatever, performance art. He's protecting what he worked so hard to create.
Exactly. He was protecting his baby, his creation. And I don't know why you find fault with that at the beginning. Because I know later on you say that you respect him for being in character. I think you're being very hypocritical at this point, because McJuggerNuggets, Jesse, he pretty much was protecting his intellectual IP. And you have done the same thing, dude. Trust me on this.
I get it. He comes out, says the series, it's fake. Now I have all these people coming after me. I had to watch Youtuber24. We're like, Brian, did you know? Oh my god, Brian, Jesse made a fool of you, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, Brian was... I agree with Brian here. He's not stupid. He knew the Psycho series was fake, as the majority of us did. And But it was probably the little juggies telling him Jesse made a fool out of you and stuff like that because they thought the series was real or whatever, and then they realized the series was fake and stuff like that. So let's continue on.
I try and call Jesse after he comes out and says the series is fake. Didn't call me back, wouldn't answer a text, no emails. And I was like, you know what, man? I want to finish what I started.
Maybe Jesse was busy being on vacation, you know, depending on when you called and tried emailing him or texting him, because you never know what could happen. I mean, he was probably busy being on vacation and doing those 1 minute videos, you know, uploading those and stuff. Also, you gotta realize that people have lives outside of YouTube. You know, they don't do YouTube like for over 100 hours a week. You know, or 24 hours a day. Let's put it, because people do YouTube anywhere from 80 to 100 hours a week. To correct myself. You know, people don't do YouTube 24 hours a day. You know, they put maybe 12, 14 hours in at most. Not 24, man.
I want to do a follow-up to this episode of Youtuber24.
And you... Oh, man, where do I begin here? Because he's spilling out so much crap and bullshit to the point where I don't think he's believable, you know, and not trustworthy at all. And I agree with Jesse's dad. It says, who does he think he is that he can stop Jesse from posting behind the scenes? Because I'll talk more about that a little bit later in the video. So let's continue on. And also, finish what you started. Dude, Jesse knew what you were trying to do. You know, you're cahooting with haters and doing interviews with haters and stuff. What are you trying to do? I mean, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to make your documentary look crappy or something? You know? Yeah, I know haters are part of the thing, part of the series and stuff. But depends on what the haters actually say and what you actually say to them. You know, let's go on.
I want to go out there and see what he's doing. You know, how did he pull off what he pulled off, why he did it, and kind of where he's going to go from here.
He already explained it. I don't know if you watched this one of his recent videos where he responds to this video. He already explains why he wanted to do the Psycho series. It's because his real actual life to him was boring as hell, and he didn't think anybody would watch him. So that's why he created the Psycho series to tell a story and among other things. Which he did tell a story. He had a bunch of creative characters, you know, who worked very, very hard on this, including Jesse himself. And he pretty much had strangers working for him as well. So, there you go.
Like, what's his plan? I thought that would be a cool idea for a documentary. So I go back out there, I go to his house, he won't come out. He's hiding.
Jesse has every right to be on his property, man. He doesn't have to talk to you if he doesn't want to talk to you, okay? Because he has time outside of YouTube. He doesn't do YouTube 24 hours a day like you think he does. He does other stuff, man. He has other hobbies and stuff. Just like everybody else who does YouTube. You know. I don't know what you're trying to do here, but I do not like it at all.
I see the light going on and off inside. I see his car in the back. He won't come out. I'm like, really? Jesse? Come on, man. It's over. Let's talk. Try.
He has, if he has every right, as I said before, not to talk to you if he doesn't want to talk to you. You know? And he thought you might have been a trespasser or something. You know, because he had trouble with trespassers in the past, as he said in his video he posted today. You know. He might have thought he was a trespasser, as I said before, so... it's his right not to talk to you right away.
I tracked down Uncle Larry. That did not go well. And then...
Oh, I can see why that didn't go well, because Uncle Larry would probably be on Jesse's side. He probably wouldn't want to talk to you anyway. He'd be on Jesse's side, and I said, leave him alone. Like he said to the haters, so...
And as you guys know, I flew a drone into his house.
Which he should have been arrested for, because flying a drone over private property is illegal. Last I checked. And also, someone got arrested, there was an incident involved with a drone, so... Let's continue on.
And, things got ugly. Would I do it again? No.
Yeah, I can see why things got ugly. Because Jesse's dad probably saw you on the security cameras saying, what the heck's going on? And also the security camera in front of the gate, because you're right in front of that gate he installed. Pardon me, in that, security in that penitentiary, that penitentiary episode that Jesse did. There is a security camera there if you would have watched the Psycho Dad episode involving Uncle Larry. And so there you go. He should have been arrested for that because of the reasons I said before. I don't know why they didn't call the cops on you, because you were trespassing on private property, plus flying a drone over private property. You should have been thrown in jail for that. I don't know why you weren't thrown in jail, but I don't care.
I learned my lesson, yes. I don't suggest...
Have you learned your lesson, man? Really? Yes, you may have learned your lesson about the drone. I know you had intentions of trying to get Jesse's attention to talk to him, but doing it by illegal means is not a good idea. And I'm glad you learned your lesson from that.
Just anyone fly a drone into anyone's private property. Not cool. But I was there, and I thought that would be the thing that would get Jesse to come out. Why?
Okay, I know you had good intentions in trying to get Jesse's attention, but as I said before, but you did it illegally, dude. There was no ifs or buts about it. And also, as Jesse said before in his response video to this video, he said you didn't show the aftermath of what happened. So people are probably confused on what happened and why it went ugly.
I was out there filming the doc. Jesse signed an agreement. We made an agreement, Jesse and I together. Okay, I actually have. This is the agreement. Okay.
Well, I don't know, man. What Jesse said about that agreement didn't have anything to do with exclusivity, man. So that's what Jesse says it's in the thing. And I believe him because he read through the thing thoroughly. That's why it took him a couple of days to sign this stupid thing. And it said nothing about exclusive rights. So whatever happened, I don't know. It has nothing to do with exclusive rights, so I think Jesse has every right to release his content. Because there's no exclusivity clause in that contract that we know of. So, oh my, let's continue on.
When you sign something, you read it. And Jesse did read it. He took 2 days to get back to me. So he read it. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing because like he said, there was no exclusivity clause in the contract for you to control what Jesse can and cannot do with his own content.
Now, he's starting to release things that should not be released.
He has every right to release those, you idiot, because it's his own it's his own property. You know, I think you fail to understand intellectual property rights, man, because there's no exclusivity clause in his contract, and nothing says about anything being exclusive to the documentary. And besides, there's over 2 terabytes of data on there involving the behind the scenes of a Psycho series. So I don't know, you may have a serious problem where you cannot find any good footage out of 2 terabytes. I bet I could and make a documentary with it. You know, because 2 terabytes is a heck of a lot of data. You know. So let's continue on.
And that's not cool.
Okay, he has the right to do it, man, because it's his intellectual property. So who the heck do you think you are saying that you can and cannot release something? As Jesse's dad pointed out, and I agree with him, who the heck do you think you are to control what Jesse can and cannot do with his content? I mean, I think Jesse should release the content and ruin your documentary. Because if you need every bit of that data for the documentary, then it's going to be a pretty crappy documentary, because any good documentary maker would be able to use other means to make the documentary more creative and stuff. Because, I don't know, without using the entire 2 terabytes of footage. Because you have a ton of, I mean, like, why not have more interviews or something? I know. I digress. Let's continue on.
With the fuse, I went back to finish up what he started, and now he's pissed at me? Whatever.
You cahooted with haters, dude. So Jesse had every right to be concerned because he didn't know what the haters would say and what they would do to the project. And vice versa. You know, he had every right to be upset. Because he cahooted with haters. I mean, there were some haters that would tear him apart and make the documentary look like garbage. So, let's continue on.
He's so whiny.
Oh, yeah, real professional calling him names. Yeah. You think you're a professional? You're not. I don't believe that you're a professional, because if you were, you wouldn't call anybody names like that. You'd be more professional about it.
So now I'm in the edit room working on this. I don't know what Jesse's going to do next. He's a loose cannon.
Yeah, okay. It's Jesse's content. He has every right to do what he wishes. It's not his fault that your entire documentary relies on the entire 2 terabytes of behind the scenes footage of the Psycho series. How is that Jesse's fault? Any good documentary maker would find other means of, you know, to make the documentary better. And Jesse's girlfriend Juliet said that, and I totally agree with her. So I don't know what your problem is, man, But I think you need to get out of the documentary business because you obviously don't know what the heck you're doing.
It makes me think, maybe I am not doing the right thing. Maybe I made the wrong move. Maybe I should not have gone back out there. In the 70s, you had the new Hollywood.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't have not have gone back there. Yeah, you shouldn't have not gone back there and used a, so depending on what time period you were talking about. Where you flew the drone over, or trying to talk to Jesse, and get more footage or whatever. And let's continue on.
The Steven Spielbergs and the Francis Ford Coppolas, you know what I mean? And they came around, they made Goodfellas and Jaws and Midnight Cowboy, and they changed the whole way Hollywood works. And
yes. I'll give you that. Those directors made movies that were groundbreaking and stuff like that. and let's continue on here.
What YouTube is doing is very much changing the way Hollywood works, and Jesse's like one of the road pioneers doing it.
Yeah, I agree with you that YouTube's changing the way people do media and stuff, because it's having a lot more amateurs, do what they want to do, and they're not professionals like the people out in Hollywood. They have a lot more amateurs now, doing YouTube stuff. A lot more amateurs creating videos and movies and stuff like that. Skits and a lot of other acting stuff. Heck, there's even Let's Players who are doing voice acting for their own videos and stuff. So yes, totally, YouTube is changing the way media is done nowadays.
And I respect him for that, and that's why I wanted to make this documentary. But I had to deal with the guy, and he broke it.
No, he did not break it. Because you could have found other ways of making the documentary good without using the entire 2 terabytes of behind-the-scenes footage, as I said before. Because you don't need... Any good documentary maker would find other ways of making their documentary good. I think you're just an amateur at documentary making. Because a documentary is much different than doing other kinds of films and TV shows, man. Because a documentary requires a great deal of research and stuff like that.
He's going to keep on releasing this footage. I mean, I'm not going to have a documentary to make.
That's your problem, because, as I said before, there's over 2 terabytes of data. And he's only releasing small clips and stuff. He's not really releasing the full-fledged clip. He's only releasing clips that are only like a minute, 30 seconds to a minute long. It's not like he's trying to destroy your documentary on purpose here. I mean, it's not... He has every right to do what he wants to do with his footage, man. It's your problem that you need to have more footage than just using the behind-the-scenes footage. Have more interviews and stuff like that. This is your problem, not Jesse's.
Alright, so that's it, guys. I wanted to get some kind of response out, even though I didn't want to have to respond.
Okay, you didn't really have to respond, then why did you respond then? Because it makes no sense. Really, it makes 0 sense that you responded when you didn't want to respond. Okay, this is pretty much where he ends the video and stuff. Pretty much at the end of the day, I think McJuggerNuggets is in the right here. He should be able to do whatever he wants with the footage and stuff, because there's nothing in the contract where there's any exclusivity to the documentary rights in there. So, Heck, even his attorneys read over this. So, at the end of the day, Brian, this is not Jesse's fault that if he releases too many behind the scenes clips, that he could ruin your documentary. That is your problem, because you could have more footage than just behind the scenes footage of the Psycho series. Yes, it is nice to have some of that in there. I'm giving you that. But you need to have more than just that. And with that being said, this is Fender178 signing out. Have a good one.